Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, we're looking at Psalm 35. This is another psalm that David has written in the midst of his trials and tribulations when Saul is hounding him and trying to kill him. I've called this the Let Psalm, the Let Psalm. Notice David said in this psalm at least 19 times, "Let those be put to shame and brought to dishonor who seek my life. Let those be turned back and brought to confusion who plot my hurt. Let them be like chaff before the wind. Let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery. Let the angel of the Lord pursue them. Let destruction come upon him unexpectedly. And let the net that he has hidden catch himself into that very destruction. Let him fall." And then he ends the psalm with some of these same words, which is interesting. "Let them not rejoice over me who are wrongfully my enemies, nor let them wink the eye that hate me without a cause." Verse 24, "And let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, oh, so would we have it. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to mutual confusion who rejoice at my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who exalt themselves against me." And then he ends the psalm, and which is interesting, he has three sections to this psalm. This is a prayer that David's praying in his trial. And the first one, he's saying, God, protect me. The second one, God, please reward me, verses 11 through 18. And then he's finally praying, God, please vindicate me, there in verse 24. Vindicate me, O Lord. And so he's asking God to stand up for him against his enemies. David is hurting. He's in the middle of a tremendous time of trouble in his life. He's still young. He's still trying to figure it out. God's anointed him to be the king, and yet now he's a zero, and he's not a hero anymore, and he's an outlaw, and he's got a group of outlaws with him. And my friend, it's tough. So what do you do? What do you do when you're in trouble? Well, I couldn't help as I was looking at these verses, thinking about this is the Let Psalm. Let God take care of it. Let God be in control of it, of an old hymn. I couldn't help but think of an old hymn that I sang as a child growing up, and over the years has been dear and close to my heart. It's the old song, I Must Tell Jesus. Remember that song? I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, he kindly will help me. He ever loves and cares for his own. Remember the chorus? I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus alone. The second verse, I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. He's a kind and compassionate friend. If I but ask him, he will deliver. And in my griefs, with me he will blend. Tempted and tried, I need a great Savior, one who can help my burdens to bear. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, he all my cares and sorrows will bear. And then the last verse, oh, how the world to evil allures me. Oh, how my heart is tempted to sin. I must tell Jesus, he will enable over the world the victory to win. And then the chorus one more time. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus alone. And that's what David was doing in this psalm when he said, let, 19 times, let the angel of the Lord pursue them. Oh God, stand up for me. In each of the three sections of this psalm, he ends with a praise. My soul shall be joyful in the Lord, in verse 9. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like you? Delivering the poor from him who is too strong from him. Yes, the poor and needy from him who plunders him. Every section, and we'll see it as we go through it, ends with a praise and a rejoicing in the Lord, trusting in him despite the problems around us. I must tell Jesus, and so should you. God bless you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.